I want to make this video specifically gearing towards Chase's crew because a lot of comments I see after yesterday's finish and run of the race is that people are jumping to the conclusion that he needs a new crew chief, and everyone's always on top of Alan saying he needs to be fired and this and that, but don't realize he's won with like 3 other drivers. It's gonna take time. It's not easy to win in this series. No one seems to understand that. The haters don't seem to understand that. The competition is really hard as of late, because you got all of JGR who are really good. Don't know about Jones yet. He hasn't really shown me anything. Got all of Hendrick. They're good, even though people say they suck. They're still good. Got the Ganassi team, mainly Larson, who's performing really well. Stenhouse has been kicking butt lately. It's just a field full of really, really good drivers. And Stuart Haas. Oh my God, I can't even forget about them. They're kicking ass this season. They have 2 drivers in the playoffs as of right now, with wins. One has 4 wins and the other one has 1. So the competition is really, really hard as of late. Like, no one understands that. He has come close so many times to winning a race, but only one of those races where he did kind of screw up at the end, which was Dover. That stings, but I have to admit that. I'm not one of those fans where I think he's perfect at everything and he's never at fault. I do agree that one was entirely his fault. The others were just circumstantial, and that had everything out of his control. So anything that happens on the track, like he wrecks or something, it's automatically Alan's fault. It just blamed the crew chief for everything, for an engine blowing, for wrecking. Just, it doesn't make sense to me. The guy is a freaking genius on the top of that box. You don't realize he's been a part of those 7 run-up finishes with Chase. One of them was with the Min crew chief while he was suspended. But he brings fast cars every single week. Just because if they don't handle well during the race, it just happens. It's just a racing thing, people. Either the adjustments work or they don't. And sometimes the car just works better on long runs. Some just work better on short runs, which was the case yesterday with Chase. He would get a good run on the top during the race start and get some positions, and then after like 10 or 15 laps, he'd start going backwards, and that would just be a cycle. He couldn't keep the car up in the top 10 all day. He finished 12th, and that's fine. He got stage points, and that's all that really matters in this case. He's in the top 16, which is what we needed. So it wasn't the race that we were hoping for, but he got a decent finish. I can't talk today. But you can't just go and automatically blame the crew chief anytime the car doesn't run well. Chase can't do much about it because he's the one driving it. If the adjustments don't work, they don't work. That's just how it is. So just to quickly blame the crew chief is really stupid. The guy is a mastermind on top of the box. People don't give him enough credit. Only Mr. H and Chase believe in him. That's the only people that really matter who need to believe in him, because Mr. H thinks he's a great crew chief, and if he didn't, then he wouldn't be working with Chase right now. And then people say Chase needs to go with Greg Ives, who was his crew chief in his rookie season of Xfinity, which won't work because it's Xfinity and Cup are completely different animals. So the system just does not work the same in Cup. The cars are different, aero's different, just everything's different. They may be the same manufacturer, but it's just not the same. So I just don't get why Alan gets so much crap for like anything he does. He gets his driver on the pole for the Daytona 500 3 years in a row with 2 different drivers. Come on, people. He's won with Jeff Gordon. The guy's a genius. I don't care what you say, but he's a genius. They work on those cars endlessly each and every week to make sure they're fast and they're loading off the truck fast and handling well. Some weeks are better than others, which is fine. Not every week has to be perfect like Stewart-Haas right now. Every great team goes through their struggles. Right now, I think JGR is going through a little bit of struggle themselves. So the only really dominant car in JGR is Kyle Busch, because he's the only one who has won a race in that's counted at least in the past 2 seasons, because Hamlin won a race last year, but the second one was encumbered. Back to Alan. It's funny how haters go quickly to blame Alan for all the bad things that happen in the race and this and that and the crew, but when the good finishes happen, they're like all turnaround, like that they were never haters in the first place. Like, oh my God, you guys did so great. The pit crew was awesome, did their job. Alan did a great job making those calls. And like, what I say is, don't root for Chase or the entire team if you're going to be a fair weather fan like that. That's what I call a fair weather fan, because that's obnoxious. You don't just root for them and the entire team through the good times. You do it through the bad times. Just a true fan sticks with that team no matter what. Yes, you can make like some comments to see and whatnot, but to say those things about Alan and the whole crew is just disrespectful and a slap in the face to that entire team, because they work their asses off. You don't realize how much they put their work into that car and getting ready for races every week. So when Chase wins, don't even turn around and say that you've been there the entire time supporting them or been behind Alan's back, like supporting him, because I can smell you. I can spot you guys from a mile away. Don't you dare. I've been through hell and this team has been through hell and back for almost 2.5 seasons, with penalties, wrecks, there's bad finishes. It's just part of racing. All good drivers go through what they're going through. Tyre Hendrick team knows that they're in a bind and struggling a bit, but they're going to bounce back. You just watch. They've had good runs this season. We've had top 10s and top 5s. So you can't say they're not trying or working at all. Like, they posted that video about them building their cars and this and that. And people don't realize how hard it is to build those cars and the mechanics behind it. So to say they're not doing their job and not working hard is just a bunch of BS, because they're working their asses off every week. So before you scream fire Alan for every bad run, in a race, think before you speak, please, or comment. You keyboard warriors or armchair crew chiefs, because it's ridiculous. I stand by Alan. I think he's a great crew chief for Chase. Chase believes in him, and he says he doesn't get enough credit, and I believe it. So I stand by the crew chief, and I stand by the entire crew, because there are races where that crew can get Chase up front, and that's what they did at Phoenix when I was there. They got him up front and kept him there for a majority of the day, so you can't say they're not busting their asses. So that's just all I wanted to rant about. It's a little ridiculous how people are busting on Alan so much. So hope we're all having a good start to our week. It's Monday, and I hope everyone had a good weekend. I know I did. I went to the Diamondbacks game. Both my Padres and the D-backs won their respective series, beat the Dodgers, and beat the World Series champs. So it's been a good weekend. Hopefully it's a good week. And I'll talk to you guys later.